Suspended precariously above the Geonosian arena, bound by an energy field, Obi-Wan Kenobi found himself in the most vulnerable position of his mission. His capture was complete, his fate seemingly sealed. But as the familiar figure of Count Dooku entered the cavernous space, a different kind of confrontation began. One not fought with lightsabers, but with words, with truth, and with the very foundations of belief. This wasn't merely a prisoner being interrogated. This was a master addressing a former Padawan's Padawan, a fallen Jedi confronting one still bound by the Order's highest ideals. Dooku, elegant and composed, didn't immediately demand information. Instead, he offered an invitation, a shocking revelation veiled as a plea. He began by praising Obi-Wan's integrity, subtly playing on the Jedi Knight's sense of justice and duty. He spoke of the truth, a word that would echo throughout the tragic history of the galaxy. What if I told you that the Republic is now under the control of the Dark Lord of the Sith? Dooku's voice was calm, almost empathetic. He claimed that Senator Palpatine, the very man the Jedi served and protected, was in fact Darth Sidious, the shadowy figure behind the growing darkness. For Obi-Wan, this accusation was not just a bombshell, it was an ideological assault. Everything he knew, everything he had dedicated his life to, rested on the Republic's inherent goodness and the Senate's legitimacy. To suggest that its leader was a Sith Lord, pulling the strings of both sides of the burgeoning conflict, was an unthinkable betrayal. The implications were staggering. The Jedi, the guardians of peace and justice, would have been unknowingly serving their ultimate enemy. For Obi-Wan, this accusation was not just a bombshell, it was an ideological assault. Everything he knew, everything he had dedicated his life to, rested on the Republic's inherent goodness and the Senate's legitimacy. To suggest that its leader was a Sith Lord, pulling the strings of both sides of the burgeoning conflict, was an unthinkable betrayal. The implications were staggering. The Jedi, the guardians of peace and justice, would have been unknowingly serving their ultimate enemy. Obi-Wan's immediate reaction was one of sharp disbelief, tinged with a deep-seated distrust. "That's impossible. The Jedi would be aware of it," he retorted, his voice firm despite his predicament. His refusal to believe Dooku was not born of naivety, nor was it a simple dismissal of outlandish claims. It sprang from a more complex place, a profound loyalty to the Republic he had sworn to protect, and an inherent, perhaps even instinctual, suspicion of a man who had willingly abandoned the Jedi path. Dooku, once a revered Jedi Master himself, had chosen to leave the Order, embracing a darker philosophy. In Obi-Wan's eyes, this act alone rendered Dooku's words suspect. A fallen Jedi, by definition, had forsaken truth as the Jedi understood it. How could one trust the words of someone who had betrayed their own sacred vows? This scene, often overshadowed by the grander battles and pivotal character developments in Attack of the Clones, is a brilliant, understated chess match. It's a battle of ideologies, a clash between two sophisticated and powerful figures with vastly different perspectives on the nature of truth and loyalty. Dooku, with his calm demeanor, was not just trying to impart information, he was trying to sow doubt, to fracture Obi-Wan's convictions, to turn him. He believed that if Obi-Wan truly understood the depth of the deception, he would abandon the Republic and perhaps even join him, or at least cease his opposition. But Obi-Wan's loyalty was unshakable. It was a loyalty forged not just through allegiance to an institution, but through a deeply held belief in the ideals the Republic represented: justice, democracy, and freedom. To concede that the Republic was under Sith control would have been to admit that everything he believed in was a lie, a reality he was not yet prepared to accept. His distrust of Dooku, the fallen Jedi, fortified his resolve. It became his shield against Dooku's manipulative truth. The irony, of course, is devastating. Dooku was speaking the truth. Palpatine was Darth Sidious, and he was orchestrating the entire war. Obi-Wan's unwavering loyalty, while noble, ultimately blinded him to the stark reality that was being laid bare before him. This scene provides a glimpse into the complex political and philosophical war that raged beneath the physical conflict. It highlights how perception, trust, and deeply ingrained beliefs can shape an individual's response to even the most undeniable facts. Obi-Wan's dilemma on Geonosis wasn't about choosing between a simple lie and a simple truth. It was about reconciling an uncomfortable truth spoken by an untrustworthy source with a comfortable illusion maintained by a revered institution. His choice, born of integrity and fidelity, set him further down a path where the true enemy remained cloaked in plain sight for years to come. It underscores how easily even the wisest can be deceived when the truth comes from an unexpected and unwelcome source. This encounter remains a powerful moment, not for its action, but for its profound exploration of trust, loyalty, and the devastating consequences of misunderstanding the true nature of evil. What are your thoughts on Obi-Wan's decision in this pivotal scene? Do you think he could have or should have reacted differently? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, please consider following for more explorations into the fascinating depths of these stories.